periodicity, state a key fact about all elements within a group, and a key fact about all elements with a period. Let's do both of them. Well, all elements within the group have the same number of electrons in the outer shell, whereas all the elements within the period have the same number of electron shells. So all the elements within the group have the same number of electron shell, have the same number of electrons in the outer shell. All the elements within the period have the same number of electron shells. How are elements arranged in the periodic table? Elements are arranged in the periodic table by increasing atomic number. Periods equals the rows, groups equals columns. I put this on a flashcard because it is like, but once you do a lot of questions, you once you've used a periodic table enough, you'll know periods are rows and groups are columns. Define periodicity. The regular recurrence of the properties of elements when they are arranged in atomic number as in the periodic table. Periodicity, the regular recurrence of the properties of elements when they are arranged in atomic number as in the periodic table. Definition of periods. You do need to know this as well. Periods are the horizontal rows of elements that show trends in physical and chemical properties across a period. Horizontal rows of elements that show trends in physical and chemical properties across a period. Define groups. Well, periods are the horizontal rows. Groups are the vertical columns of elements that have similar physical and chemical properties. Say a key fact about group number. The group number tells you the number of electrons in the outer shell. Well, I know this because I said state key fact about all elements within the group. All elements within a group have the same number of electrons in the outer shell, whereas all elements of period have the same number of shells, same number of electron shells. As all elements within a group have the same number of electrons in the outer shell, group number tells you the number of electrons in the outer shell, therefore they have similar properties. Why does atomic radius decrease across the period? Decrease across the trend, what does positive charge and nucleus increasing mean? Well, number of protons increases, positive charge and nucleus increases, extra electrons are added to the outer energy level, which does no effect on shielding, because shielding is when extra electrons are added to inner energy level. So because the extra electrons are added to outer energy level, no shielding, so atomic radius is going to decrease. And the positive charge of the nucleus means number of protons increases, positive charge of nucleus increases, electrons are pulled closer to the nucleus, so atomic radius is smaller. Why does melting point increase across period from sodium to aluminium, and what happens to radius across period 3? Atomic radius decreases, and the metals, why does melting point increase? Well, the metals, so the metal bonds get stronger. The metal ions have an increasing charge, positive charge, and an increasing number of delocalized electrons per charge. So therefore, that's why the melting point increases. Why does silicon have a high melting point? Silicon is macromolecular with a tetrahedral structure, strong covalent bonds, which require a lot of energy to break those bonds. Why does argon have a low melting point? Exists as individual atoms, monatomic, result in very weak van der Waals forces to break between atoms. This is individual atoms, monatomic, very weak van der Waals forces. 2 key facts about P4S4Cl2. They're all molecular substances, P4S8Cl2. They're all molecular substances, and therefore their melting points depend upon the strength of van der Waals forces between the molecules, and that depends on the size of the molecule. And why does SA have a high melting point rate than P4 and Cl2? Well, like I said before, all of these are molecular substances, therefore the melting point depends upon the strength of van der Waals force between molecules, and therefore depends on the size. Well, sulfur is the biggest molecule, so it has the most electrons, so it's got the strongest van der Waals forces. And then you can say, therefore, highest melting point. Why does ionization energy increase across the period? Increasing attraction between outer shell electrons and nucleus. And say there's an increasing attraction between outer shell electrons and nucleus because there is number of protons increasing, due to number of protons increasing.